WQAD News 8's The Score is sponsored by Blackhawk Bank and Trust, Midwest Complete Construction, Temple Sporting Goods, AdCraft, and Crawford Company.
Welcome to week 3 of The Score. After tonight, which is now, I guess, we are a third of the way through the high school football season. Time flies when we're having fun, and speaking of fun, a familiar face kind of...
Not me, you.
Wandered into the patio, the one and only Tom Cornelis. Hi,
Hey.
TC.
Good to be with you again.
You remember this place. You
I do.
You didn't have to get directions. You knew where you're going.
No, I do, exactly. But come in the back alley, just like I used to, back in my broadcasting roots along, we won't say how far back, but that's good.
Well, I'm going to make you because this was where you got things started.
Right.
I know you've done the guest griller and talked about it before, but when did it all start here at WQAD?
Well, I think it was 1972.
Okay.
We started, I was just a young whippersnapper.
Like Jenna.
Like
Like me.
Corey used to
wow.
be.
No, Corey.
Yeah, like I used to be. There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, I was here 12 years.
What do you remember the most?
Well, working with Jim King,
Yes.
I think was probably the highlight.
Yes.
And just, we were a new station back then, relatively new. And everyone pitched in, and it was a great time.
Well, we're going to have a great time with TC. I liked your thought process with food because we've been doing burgers and brats too much. And so we got some bone-in pork chops. We got some butterfly pork chops.
All
We're
right.
putting you to work.
Well, darn right, let's do it.
All right, so let's get to the highlights, and we start with a good one in the Western Big Six. It is Geneseo and Moline going head-to-head, packed house, physical matchup, late opening half. Leafs snap a tied game at 14 with the Jackson McAvoy to Kai Weinzerl. He spins his way into the end zone, 51-yard touchdown. It was 21-14 Green Machine. Maroons respond. Adrian Cooper emerging from the crowd, outrunning the field, 37 yards to pay dirt. We're tied up once again, a good one out in Geneseo. And then it's the Maroons taking control in the third quarter. First, it's Mark Carey gliding around the side for the 10 yards to push the lead to 31-21. Special teams are on fire for the Maroons all evening. Geneseo blocking the field goal attempt. Corbin Schnell scoops it up and dashes 75 yards the other way. Maroons go on to win this one. Great shooting by that Dan Pearson. Have you heard of Dan Pearson before, TC?
I do.
Yes, 51-21. We'll hear from Mike Morrissey, probably on the bus, coming up in just a little bit.
Momentarily. Let's head out to Roscoe East Stadium. Sterling looking for their first win of the season. They're hosting United Township. After an 80-yard touchdown run, they go up 7-0, and then it's Wyatt Cassins on a nice run here. Sets up a 31-yard field goal by Ryan Gebhardt. And Sterling grabs a 10-0 lead. Yes, it did go through, I promise you. But UT fights back. Christian Peterson is going to find Josiah Massey. A little screen pass, 28-yard pitch and run down the sidelines before he's getting pushed out of bounds. And then it would be Peterson looking for Isaiah Navarrete in the second quarter. He'll go 40 yards for the touchdown. And the Panthers, just like that, cut it to 10-7. And UT's looking for more as they would force a turnover, and then Jimmy Wadsworth recovered by, actually that'd be Sterling recovering that one. Kobe Shipma with the recovery, and that sets up a 5-yard score by Caden Phillips. He would have a couple punt returns as well. This was a good one all the way to the end. 27-26, wow. Sterling with their first win of the season.
Rock Island trying to avoid an 0-3 start to the season, making that tough trip south to defending champion Quincy. Braden Little, he's really good at football. Here to Rico Clay. That is a thing of beauty. Quincy grabs the early lead. Rock Island's defense trying to make a stand. They get to Little here. It's Santana Smith and a couple buddies coming up with a sack. Rock Island trying to keep things close, but Little and the Blue Devils doing more than a little, they're doing a lot. It's Jarius Rice, 12-yard touchdown. It was 41-0 at recess. Quincy cruising in this one, 48-7, your final score.
Hey, let's hop the river over to North Scott. A little ribbon cutting because they have a brand new stadium. It's beautiful. Turf, home stands, and then the Lancers come running out of the tunnel. It was a thing of beauty to see tonight. And then North Scott looking good. First quarter, we have Chase Smith throwing it deep to Kai Smith. The big man goes up to get it. Almost takes me out, but I'm still nimble enough to get away. 35-yard gain. Then it's Chase Smith. Nice little run here. cuts it back. He's going to pick up 15 yards and a first down to keep the drive alive, and the drive would cap off with Smith scrambling again, looking to the back of the end zone. Carson Legge with the 4-yard touchdown. 7-0 North Scott, and they strike quickly once they get the ball back. Check out Evan Cruzy. Makes one man miss, spins out of it. Check out the stiff arm right here. He's going to get into the end zone. 55-yard touchdown run. I got a feeling you might see that play again. 35-0. North Scott opens up their stadium with a win.
I tell you what, that turf does look nice, especially on TV. Let's head to Tubel Stadium. Bettendorf looking for a perfect 3-0 start, hosting Urbandale. First quarter in this one, Jacob Whipple and the Bettendorf offense, they fooled me for a second, TC.
No.
But I eventually got to them. That's a first down. It's not as easy as you'd think. It's not as easy as you think.
Well,
later
you're
it's
in focus. That's more than I was.
Jackson Laver to Whipple in the flat. He picks up 15 more yards and a first down. If it ain't broke on the first drive, don't fix it. You stick with Whipple. You give it to him. He gets in the end zone from 7 yards out. Nice blocking up in front. Bettendorf up 7-0 after a couple stops on defense. Laver would actually get hurt at quarterback, so in comes Jack Russell, and he follows that blocking as well and hops his way into the end zone. That made it 14-0 early. It was 14-0 at the half. Things slowed down after I left, but Bettendorf gets the job done. 22-7, your final in that one. Let's head about 2 miles the opposite direction to Pleasant Valley. The Spartans taking on a very good Iowa City Liberty team. And look at the defense here. Check out Ben Burkle with the back body drop. Well done right there. Tough defense, but we are tied at 7 in the first quarter. Late first quarter, Spartans start going to work. It's Micah Herlick getting the corner right here, and he picks up 15 yards and a first down after the change in quarter. Second quarter, opposite way we go. It is Harrison Fierce dropping back and finding Cameron Lemoyne. Check out the one-handed grab, 36-yard touchdown. Makes it 14-7, PV in front. We were tied at 14, late second quarter, seconds remaining in the half. It is a Jack Ryder field goal, 17-14 at recess. Pleasant Valley wins their second straight, 42-28, your final score.
Hey, let's go over to Davenport Central, or Davenport North.
Same thing.
Same thing. They're all playing at Brady Street
Yes.
Stadium. It doesn't matter. Here's Mason Bogan picking up a nice first down run for the Wildcats, and then they're going to keep it on the ground and hand it off to Derek Pena. He's got nothing but green in front of him. He's going to outrun everyone. 37 yards for the score, and that'll make it 14-0 Davenport North. Next time on defense, it is Kenyon Purell and DeAndre Smith teaming up for the sack. And then check this out. Kazra Barczyk airing one out to Cannell Burridge. He'll do the rest, covering 82 yards for a touchdown. 21-0 at that point. They win. They're 3-0 for the first time in school history.
Woo. Muscatine at home taking on Iowa City West, and it is Iowa City West coming up with some nice defense right there. That is a takeaway and an interception going back the other way for a touchdown. Adam DeWard doing that for Iowa City West. That made it 22-7. Muscatine, though, answering on the grab. Sebastian Glone with the first down right there. Then it is Sebastian, and boy, I can't read your last name, Sebastian. We're going to go with Gabor. That's good for another first down. That would lead to this Eric Romo field goal for the Muskies. That got him a little closer. Cut the lead to 12. We will show you a final in this one. It is Iowa City West. They're pretty good. They got a bunch of D1 kids on that team. 56-20, your final in that one. Also, Central DeWitt playing tonight against Solon. We'll get to those highlights coming out in just a little bit. So, TC, you've been watching. We're going to make you call some highlights coming up, and
Sure.
We actually got to get some food on the grill.
That's right. Jenna's hungry.
And actually, before we go to break, we're going to go to the winning coach for the Moline Maroons, and we'll see if Mike Morrissey can join us. Uh-oh, Coach Morrissey's on a bus.
I see
Behave
him.
yourself, young man.
All right, there he is.
Can you hear me, Coach? He looks.
Maybe he can't hear us.
Coach.
He looks the part.
Yeah, he does.
He looks happy. What? Rightly so.
This is the way I actually like Mike Morrissey, where he can't talk back to us. Coach, can you hear me?
I don't think he can.
We're gonna fix
We're gonna
that.
figure it
We're gonna
out.
figure out how we can get Coach to listen a little bit
You
more.
know what Jim King always said, live TV's not pretty.
No, it never is.
Sometimes it's not.
Unless
proving
if
it
it's
again
Mike
tonight.
Morrissey. Anyways, we're gonna talk to Coach. A lot more to get to right here on The Score.
What's up, guys? My name is Logan Lee. Whenever I'm back in the Quad Cities, I always make sure to turn on my favorite TV show, The Score.